Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 532 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Looks like San Diego Comic Con is not entirely over for this year. Maybe. There's this little clip here that I would like to share with you. San Diego Comic Con, see you this summer. Some rip roaring music here. Free parking, comfy chairs, personalized snacks, no lines, pets welcome, badges for all, and a front row seat to Comic Con at home. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know the extent of what we're going to see at this Comic Con at home. I'm thinking there's probably going to be some panels, whether it's on Zoom. I don't know. I don't know how cheap this is going to be, but if this means that we could possibly, in some very minute way of having some type of Hall H experience on at home, then I'm all for it. I think this would be a great way to kind of just excite people to have it on that day, but in the comfort of your home, like how I've been having it for these many years, because never able to go there. So we'll see. Maybe we'll have to get to see. They'll probably have exclusive. This is a trailer review for this. Maybe a Zoom movie panel. I don't know. Another trailer. So we can possibly still see that Godzilla vs Kong trailer, that Wonder Woman 1984 trailer. That if there is another one, I don't know. You'll maybe even the Suicide Squad trailer. So I'm kind of a little bit excited. Not too much yet, but just want to see how it's how this will actually evolve and what type of things they're going to announce and what this actually means Comic-Con at home. So really intrigued by this and happy to see that they are thinking of ways to bring it to people who are stuck in their homes, especially during this time. And a lot of people want to go into crowds. At least a lot of us don't. But for San Diego Comic Con at home, looking forward to see what else is going to come out of this thing. So keep an eye out for this, and I'll certainly will, and I'll let you know as well. So the Batman will be darker than previous films. Andy Serkis hints. This is coming from LAD Bible. The Batman will be darker than previous incarnations. Its star Andy Serkis has hinted. As you know, filming has suspended due to the coronavirus outbreak, and its release is not until the end of next year. Very little is known about what fans can expect from Matt Reeves' take on the Cape Crusader. And though the 56-year-old remained tight-lipped about it all, he admitted to LAD Bible that the film will be more intense than others that have gone before it. When asked whether fans were right to expect a darker, broodier Batman, the Lord of the Rings star laughed. I would say that's not far from the truth. It's very much about the emotional connection between Alfred and Bruce. That's really at the center of it. And it is a really exquisite script that Matt has written. Andy is taking over the mantle from two of the British cinema's greats in Michael Gough and Michael Caine, who have both played Alfred. However, Andy, who is currently editing Venom 2, which he directed, said he isn't looking to mimic previous performances. He is instead focusing on creating his own version of the iconic character. He said Caine was fantastic. His Alfred was legendary. I couldn't even begin to go there, really. You find it for yourself. It's like playing these iconic roles in Shakespeare. You'll go back, you revisit them. You have to make it your own and see what it is about the character that connects with you and your personal Venn diagram. Adding, I was literally halfway through the shooting my part in it when we got shut down. So it'll be interesting to see when that resurfaces and how it has been affected by the lockdown. But it's going to be a beautiful film. So we are certainly intrigued to see his take on it, and of course, this is a Matt Reeves film. It's definitely going to be, I'd say, it's going to be something special. Whether you like that they're doing a Matt Reeves films or not, Matt Reeves movies I quite enjoyed. Starting off with my favorite really is Cloverfield, and it is not meant to be a comedic take. It's not meant to be anything. It is definitely a serious, probably going to be a serious film. Andy Serkis has great words for it, and I think I like that part with that emotional connection between Alfred and Bruce. Like I think having more of that, that's something that actually very much worked in when Kane and Bale in the Dark Knight trilogy. Their chemistry, their interaction with each other worked very well for the movie, and it worked very well for the plot. And you feel it when at the end when he thought he died, and seeing him out in the open, actually seeing him happy, Alfred seeing Bruce happy, you feel that emotional connection, and it's something that particularly wasn't quite there with the Tim Burton Batman. So I'm very eager to see more of this type, more of the Kane, but even maybe even more of it in one movie. I don't know if this is going to be a trilogy. So I'm very enlightened by that. And Andy Serkis, of course, is a phenomenal actor, and he'll probably just blow this out of the water. So that is a little update from the Batman. Shazam 2 also has a slight update. It's more of an opinion, more of something Zachary Levi hopes for the sequel in Shazam 2. Talking about Shazam 2, the truth is, I don't know much because they're still working on the script. I know some general stuff, and I'm super stoked about all the general stuff that I've heard, but ultimately what I want the movie to be better than what we gave people the first time, which I think was a really good movie. And who doesn't want the sequel to be better than the first, right? Are there flaws in it? Are there other ways it could have been better polished or whatever? Sure. Most movies have bits and pieces about them that don't, unfortunately, get fully cooked or fully polished based on the pipeline of making movies and all that. But in all, we made a really good movie. A movie that still remains in the 90 percentile on Rotten Tomatoes and still made so many people really happy and brought people a lot of joy. And that was awesome. So if we can do at least that, I'm going to be stoked. And if we could do more than that, that's what I'm hoping. I want to bring all the same and joy and polish and fix and do whatever we can do to the other structures of things that can make that tighter. Okay, so, and he also thought the Shazam family was a great idea when that reveal came about. It's about a lot of things, but one of the biggest things is childhood wish fulfillment. And wish fulfillment for any of us who have ever dreamed when we were kids of being a superhero. So to be able to give the audience that really cool payoff where it's not just the one kid, but all these kids get to see themselves as superheroes on screen. And that fact that we got such an incredible opportunity to have such a diverse rainbow of cast, and not just ethnicities, but also one of the kids is disabled, and Freddie, and all of them are foster kids, and we got to tell that story. So it's pretty much, you see it here that Zachary Levi definitely cares about representation as well. But for the superhero part, for like a sequel, it's like one superhero, then the next one's gonna like many superheroes. But that family dynamic, that reveal at the end of Shazam, right, where they actually all turn to superheroes, was actually pretty fulfilling. I thought that was one of the more amazing moments and one of the more crowd-pleasing moments in the movie, where they all became superheroes. But to take that even further, I don't think it's going to be here. I think this idea of a Shazam fan being connected, being emotionally connected to each other, and ultimately being decimated would come when Black Adam shows up. I think when Black Adam shows up, and not in the sequel, I think the sequel is not going to have Black Adam in it, but when Black Adam shows up and that family dynamic gets utterly destroyed because of that reveal, because in that Shazam family reveal, you reveal that there's one seat missing, there's one person missing, there's a one seat empty, and that is Black Adam. So I like that they want to get into more of the Shazam family, but I think it's going to be tested, I think, in the second one, but I think it's going to be truly tested when it comes to the Black Adam showing up. Now, speaking of Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson is repped and or helped rep by the Garcias, right? And one of the actors that the Garcias also rep is Henry Cavill. Grace Randolph had this to tweet out about the Henry Cavill coming back as Superman. Grace Randolph tweeted, "By the way, I can't make a video about Henry Cavill coming back as Superman because I hear Warner Brother was willing to reconsider. Cavill still wants more money than they will pay him, so still no Henry Cavill Superman." Now it is unclear if this means that discussions are still going or that he has put out a number, a dollar sign, and a dollar amount, and the Warner Bros. Said no, or it's even unclear if this is actually really happening or any of this actually happened. So, grain of salt. This is pretty much rumor mill right now, or things that people hear right now. Like I've always said, this is what I've heard. This is what they've heard. Don't have any sources whatsoever, but conversation appears to actually be happening. Now, I wouldn't say this is not a bad thing. Of course, he probably wants to be like an A-list, wants to have an A-list money, as what Grace Randolph is interpreting about this, that she wants that Garcia's and Henry Cavill wants to be paid a lot of money for that role. And that could be true, definitely. I think all actors, especially someone like Henry Cavill, who has been Superman twice, and it's the biggest superhero of all time, and definitely he'd probably don't want to just, not get paid as much. But there's also things to consider that this could, go through the negotiations as time goes by. I think the great thing about this is that Warner Brothers was willing to reconsider. That part means it's not a total like a no at this point. They're willing to talk with Henry Cavill, and maybe Henry Cavill has to bring down, or actually the Garcias have to bring down that price point, that bring down that contract amount a little bit more. There's possibly still in negotiations, but there are a couple of things that could really help him at this point, and I believe one is Zack Snyder's Justice League. The Snyder Cut could definitely help him. With the Snyder Cut coming out, with Zack Snyder's Justice League coming out, people will get more excited again. We're seeing Henry Cavill as Superman again. Maybe we'll want more of that. Maybe they'll bring more noise. Henry Cavill is Superman. That would definitely bring a lot of noise to this. The second other thing to consider is who represents him, the Garcias. Yes, right now it's kind of junk because they're not really bringing down that price point, or not letting him sign up or whatever Warner Brothers has willing to give him. But the other kind of ammo they have is, or the big gun, if you will. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that in, but it's Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne Johnson is the other guy. Dwayne Johnson is a big celebrity. He pretty much draws people to theaters regardless of the film. And a lot of value, I think, the studio sees in Dwayne Johnson alone. That's why he's been Black Adam for so long and finally becoming Black Adam. He wants to make it work, and they're willing to wait until he's able to make it work. So that other thing is Dwayne Johnson is very much wants to get that Henry Cavill as Superman so he can go toe to toe with that guy, right? He wants Black Adam versus Superman. They very much, he's been playing that up for so long. He is definitely going to fight until Henry Cavill gets back in the suit. And so it could be that this Black Adam movie that's being made as well adds to another little thing to show Warner Brothers that, hey, Dwayne Johnson's a big star. You did a great movie in Black Adam. People flocked to the theaters to watch Black Adam. Dwayne, what do you want now? And he's going to come up and say, I want my boy Henry Cavill as Superman, and I want to fight him in the next movie. So I think there are multiple ways for Superman to Henry Cavill as Superman to come back, and this is just guessing. I mean, there could be positive things happening in here. I have no idea. Everything is possible, but I'm considering what she says here. I'm thinking those two possibilities could help out Henry Cavill's situation, if this situation is even true. So that's how I have to say about that. Now, because we were talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League a little bit, I want to show you my fan pick of the day. This is coming from Pradeep Sethi at Pradeep Sethi Art. Check out his latest digital illustration of Zack Snyder's Justice League, inspired by King Arthur and Excalibur. You and the land are one. The concept is from Samuel L. Kentman. This is a simple but a very beautiful. It's a very amazing piece of art. It does remind you of those glass windows, right? It's legendary. It's Excalibur. Zack Snyder is in a suit of armor holding the Holy Grail amidst the three mother boxes here. And if you seek this monument, this thing is colored with the red and blue Superman suit, including the Justice League with Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter as well, with the Hall of Justice in the background. Amazing art. Incredible art. This is my JL fan pick of the day. I'm going to post this link into the description below. Amazing stuff. Now, because we're talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, Sotham at Butterbar did this amazing little kind of concept. It's inspired by what suggested that there's possibly a scene in a later Justice League movie, in a nightmare scenario, where Deathstroke and Joker are in the same room as Batman, Flash, and Cyborg, as they're getting ready to help Flash go back in time. That there's a possibility that Deathstroke and Joker are helping out the Justice League in this endeavor. And having them both in the Batcave is certainly intriguing. I think this kind of shows you an idea of what that could possibly look like, right? But someone brought this up. Jared Leto had an interview a while back. I'm not exactly sure the year, but he does say something about teaming up with Batman. This is interesting. Listen to this.
A couple of those.
Sure.
Carl says, if you were to return as the Joker, is there another DC villain that you would like to team up with?
That's a great question, Carl. I think that the most compelling character to team up with would be Batman. I know he's not a villain, but it just would be so much fun.
Isn't he though? Isn't he?
To some, and in some versions, I think he has been kind of a villain. But I think that the thing about this film is, for a lot of people, the Joker is exciting when he's pulling the strings. And in this film, it's more of an introduction to the Joker. And as the film stands now, I think it's much more of a supporting part than a lot of people may have assumed. But it feels like there could be more to come.
That makes me assume there is going to be more to come.
I think it entirely depends upon the response of the public. If they respond to this Joker, I could imagine the Joker coming back. But if they don't, I certainly wouldn't want to overstay my welcome.
So, two things. Yes, there was supposed to have been more Joker scenes, so please release the air cut. And the second thing is that it's at this point, he's talking about Suicide Squad. At this point, if Joker was going to be in a nightmare scene in the future, he would have already talked to Zack Snyder, and we've seen pictures of them together. And so, as being part of the plan, he was probably already alluded to the fact that he will have to team up with the Batman in a later movie, and possibly, like I said, down the line. That there was some overarching story where he was going to be involved with that. And I thought that was a very compelling, and just shows you that what there was an idea at a certain point. At least the actor Jared Leto himself as the Joker had that idea. Was it because of his own idea, or is it because he's heard it from Zack Snyder? And I thought that was very compelling indeed, knowing full well that even alluding to the fact that there was more to be involved with his character later, which when we knew at that time, after Batman v Superman was going to be Suicide Squad, after Suicide Squad was going to have Justice League and Justice League 2, and so that concept of him being in part of that Snyderverse was already readily in his mind, probably because he talked to Zack Snyder, and Zack Snyder told him everything, and how it would have shaped out, and how it would have continued on from that. So I thought it was compelling enough for me to share with you. Whether you believe it or not that Joker and Deathstroke were in the Nightmare Batcave, I leave that up to you, and hopefully maybe one day, like far in the future, we'd actually get to see that, right? So this weekend is a very special thing, and that's why I put this thing here. It's Mother's Day. Mother's Day, and I hope I picked a picture that was an actual Zack Snyder shot. You can't really see if he has the mustache here or not, but I think when I watched this, I think that is Henry Cavill, and this is an actual Snyder shot. I could be wrong, but anyway, it's about mothers. Sunday, this May 10th, Mother's Day. We're celebrating Motherbox Day. Hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League this day. You can probably start tweeting wherever you are at 2:14 p.m. on May 10th, and it's just to, it's just a way to bring it back up to the surface once again this May, before the May 27th HBO Max launch day. Just a way to get it back to the surface, just a way to kind of focus on Zack Snyder's Justice League on Motherbox Day. And, if you want to switch that up with release of Snyder Cut, it's totally up to you. But having Zack Snyder's Justice League would be very cool and very awesome to see on that day. So, again, a celebration of mothers. You can celebrate the mothers in the Snyderverse. You can celebrate the mothers in the DCEU. There's quite a bit of them. And let's just have fun. And let's just celebrate mothers in general, including your mother or your wife if she's a mother. And let's just celebrate that all on Sunday, May 10th, before our HBO Max launch day again, May 27th, demand for Zack Snyder's Justice League. But because upcoming is May 10th, that's the closest date, let's focus on this first. Sunday, May 10th, Mother's Day. Hashtag Motherbox Day, hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League. Anywhere around the world where your clock lands on 2:14 p.m. All right, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.